Hello everyone, Jessica here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. It is April, so it's time to make some Mother's Day cards. This is going to be my first one in a series, I think. I'll probably just do a few here and there. Some of them might be YouTube videos, some of them might just be blog posts. So I recently went to the craft store and found the dies for the Lawn Fawn Fab Flowers stamps. I found the dies for that stamp set. And they were on sale, so I got them. And I thought this would be just perfect to do a Mother's Day card for. I'm also doing a color throwdown challenge. So the colors for this week are red, pink, and mint. I've also done another card for that, but I'm doing another one because I really like these colors. So I thought I would do a bunch of roses. You saw me stamp one with the solid pink and then layer it with the red, and then I'm going to cut them all out. And this is why you tape it down. That way it doesn't shift when you push it through your Big Shot or die cutting machine anyways. And I'm going to cut them out. Unfortunately, it's one at a time, and I stamped 7 of them. But with editing, it is very quick. Well, lucky for you guys anyways. So here's the last one going through. And a long time ago, I found this polka dot paper at a craft store. And I've never really used it. I've used a few colors here and there. I got like, I don't know, maybe 10 different colors. And so I found it and I thought, hey, why not use it? It'll work perfectly with the color scheme that I'm going for and the look I'm going for. So I cut that to fit an A2, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm using a Simon Says stamp in stitches circle die. I've been using circle dies a lot lately, I know. Hopefully nobody's getting tired of them yet. But I just run that through. I'm going to create kind of a window. And I also found, what is it, Echo Park. I forget the name of it. I'll have it linked on my blog. But it's just an alphabet die. I don't have alphabet dies actually, so this one was on sale again. I'm always willing to buy a deal. And I thought, why not give it a try? I don't like how it's one big die and not multiples, or not singles, I mean. You know, like one die is A, one die is B. It's all, you have to cut out all the letters at one time. Makes it a little bit harder. And there's some techniques you can't do with this kind of die. But I'm going to make it work for this. And I just cut it out. And right there, this is why you put your die in at a diagonal. I was trying to get through, it just smacked my hand. It didn't hurt, but it surprised me. So this is from Simon Says stamp, and it just says you are simply the best. And I'm just heat setting it. I always unplug my heat gun and then move it to where it kind of lives in my craft room. So that's why you see the cord. I'm kind of obsessed with white heat embossing on black cardstock still. And I don't know what I'm going to do when it's summertime and I'm not wearing sleeves anymore. I use sleeves for everything. Pushing down on my stamp platform and rubbing off embossing powder. It was a little too wide, so I'm just cutting it down and just making it a little skinnier, a little smaller. I really like the new Tim Holtz paper cutters that they came out with, the tonic ones, just because it would go so well with the black and gray scheme. But so far my tan and orange ones that I've had for years are still going strong. They're just orange. They don't fit. That's okay. Not everything has to be the same, right? So I'm taking that sentiment strip that we just heat embossed and ran along with the same circle die that I used on the polka dot paper. And I also cut out a white piece, and I used a Distress Oxide ink, but I'm actually going to redo that in the end. It'll come up here in a little bit. I messed up and didn't like it, so I redid some parts. Now I'm going to adhere that to the card base panel, which is this Anina 110 pound card base, A2, 4 1/4, 5 1/2. And this foam tape I've had for many years also. I'm trying to get rid of some of my older stuff that I just haven't used that much, and plus I ran out of the 3M tape too. So I'm using this foam tape. I used to work at a hardware store, and this was on like one of our clearance sales, so I picked up like several rolls. I think I have this roll still and then a full one. But I'll get through it sooner or later. It's not bad. It's just a little thicker than the regular 3M foam tape that everybody else uses. And it's a little harder to get the backing off too. It's very sticky, and it's kind of old too, so that probably is part of it. But it does adhere very well once you stick it down. Now I'm just placing that circle onto the center, popping up the circle instead of popping up the sides around it. A little opposite of what I've been doing. And I'm going to adhere the sentiment that we heat embossed earlier. Gotta use the tweezers, makes everything so gosh dang easy to line up and adhere. I don't know why I always have to twist things. I don't think it helps. I think it just makes it harder for me to line things up, but I put things upside down and twist them to where they're on their side, and I think it's helping me, but I don't think so in the end. I'm layering the mom letters that we cut out with that alphabet die earlier. It's kind of hard to see. My camera white balance was a little off and I didn't realize, so hopefully I can correct it once it's uploaded onto YouTube, but if it's not, I'm sorry about that. I will make sure that doesn't happen in the future. And I'm just using multimedia matte glue, of course, and laying down the roses that we stamped, or that I stamped. And I'm popping up the center ones with the foam tape also, just to give it a little more height. So those ones will overlap onto the white circle, and the other ones are kind of nestled underneath it, just to add a little bit more dimension to the whole card. That backing is really hard to get off sometimes. I like to lay them out, and then I go through and I adhere them all. That way I kind of have the idea of how it will fit. And I didn't like how there was just a bunch of pink and red on either side of that circle. So this Lawn Fawn Fab Flowers set has a really nice, like a leaf design. It could be like almost a lavender flower too, I guess, but I'm using it as leaves. And I have a Simon Says Stamp Mint cardstock, same cardstock that I cut out the mom letters with, and I stamped that with the cracked pistachio Distress Oxide ink. And I'm going to cut each one of those out. I had to move some stuff. I get a little crowded. I was going to knock over my ATG gun. All done. See, all three of them cut out just like that. So I'm just laying those down. I wanted to create a more uniform look. So since the mom letters are up near the top left, and there's a bunch of that mint green up there, I put two of the leaves down at the bottom right. And I'm adhering those down with the multimedia matte glue. And this is where I don't know what I was thinking. I took my water brush to the Distress Oxide that I had blended onto that white circle and made dots. I guess I was trying to lighten it up a little bit, but it just looked really terrible. So I took it apart. I took my tweezers and took off the letters first. I can't save those, they were pretty ruined. And then I just used regular distress ink and the worn lipstick and blended that onto Bristol Smooth cardstock, and it was a lot lighter and it just looks a lot better. So there's always a way to redo something. I was able to tuck it underneath the roses that overlap the circle and just set it in there. It looks fine. You can't tell it was there at all. Luckily, the embossing strip with the sentiment on it was easily saved, and then I just die cut some more letters with the mint green cardstock. And here those down, again upside down for some reason. And then all I do next is add some shimmer to the letters and then to the leaves with my Spectrum Noir glitter pen. I think it's a pretty fun card. I will link the blog post to this card down below, where I have picture links to all the products used in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. It really does help. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Meh, meh.